Hello, it's Katie Colson here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna do a little bit of video inception. And what I mean by that is that I'm gonna be doing reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books, but Patreon, I'm on Patreon right now. That's why it's an inception moment. They were telling me to do it, and they're telling me books that they want me to look up bad reviews for. And I was like, well, how am I gonna film this video and use my computer at the same time because y'all are plugged in? And they were like, take me with you. And I'm like, you know what you're gonna get? You're literally just gonna get like me, like up here. And they were like, well, you know what? It's a close-up moment. And I was like, okay, then let's freaking do it. So they are funneling in with books that they want me to read 1-star reviews for, and let's jump right in. Okay, the one that I'm seeing the most is A Dowry of Blood, which makes a lot of sense because this was my favorite book of 2021. And I have it pulled up on Goodreads, and there's only 86 1-star reviews out of 10,196. So what I'm hearing is that my taste is accurate and elite. That's what I'm hearing. But let's see what these 86 jokers have to say. It seems like no one else is saying it, so I will say it. The prose in this book is terrible. Okay, I respectfully disagree. Writing that is purely aesthetic and distances your reader from everything that is happening in your story is bad writing, period. How does it feel to be this wrong? Like, really though. Do you go through your life being this wrong? I don't understand. I love me some pretty prose. Well, clearly you don't when it has actual meaning. What are you talking about? And isn't a surface level attempt to sound poetic and literary. S.T. Gibson. Rin is out here doing you dirty. Rin also, their avatar is a Sailor Moon character, like crying. So take that with a grain of salt. Oh my God, Anita, I'm almost sure I read some faulty copy because I couldn't have read the same book as everyone else is gushing about. This was just not good. Shallow characters, the most perfunctory and basic world/history descriptions, basically a soulless summary of events instead of an actual plot. Wow, that is savage. Oh my God. The main relationship was weird, not sexy at all. Well, yeah. See, I don't think you understood. I don't think you understood the assignment. That was the point. Oh my God. Patricia, the glowing reviews for this book are driving me insane. I've been bamboozled, catfish, smack cammed, if you will. This was bad. Severely overwrought and yet so painfully bland. There's no depth or meaning. You were mistaken. Okay, this one's gonna hurt it. And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. I've already read this 3 times in like 3 months and have sobbed like a little bitch baby each time. Like, this book means so much to me and I just feel like y'all are gonna come for my throat. Okay, well the good news is, again, my taste, eloquent, exquisite. There is 0%. There's so few 1 stars that Goodreads considers it 0%. Amazing. Okay. Let's see what Maria Rose has to say. My fiance and I decided to listen to this book in our drive home. We were about 25 minutes into the story and had no idea what was going on. This book was very confusing and we just gave up and did not finish it. We were super discounted because I loved A Man Called Ove. Okay, well, you're wrong on 2 counts. 1, A Man Called Ove, trash. And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer, exquisite. Oh my God, I love this. I just didn't like this, is all Devin said. Respectable. Okay, there's not a lot of like interesting reviews. It's just a bunch of people either saying that it's overly emotional or that they didn't understand what was happening. And I'm like, how did you not understand what was happening? Like, I'm not a poetic reader. You know, I'm not like, oh my God, I see that this means this. I understood everything that was happening. So if y'all didn't understand what was happening, how could you be on a level lower than me? Like, I don't understand. But also overly emotional. Like, yeah, I cried like a little baby. And it was worth every second. And I don't take any of it back. Okay, we're gonna move on because these reviews are like not interesting. Okay. You patrons are correct. I would love to see the reviews on Tinder As Flesh, but I'm sure there's gonna be bad reviews about this book because it's about cannibalism and the legalizing of cannibalism. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna be upset about that, but let's see what they have to say. Okay, this person, what is their name? This person, it's just a heart emoji. Their review is very well written and it's very long. And I feel like I would totally understand what they're saying, except they didn't get it. Like, they're basically saying like that a book that is with this level of brutality and horrific subject matter, you would think would be like thoughtful and highbrow, but this one isn't. It doesn't unpack anything. And that they thought that they were gonna go into like the talk of imagine what the world would be like if humans were treated the way we treat animals in factory farms. And they're acting like that doesn't happen. And I'm like, yes, it does. That's what like the whole freaking book is about. And they're like, oh, I thought that we were going to talk about societal issues, environmental destruction, racism, health, food insecurity, speciesism. I'm like, that is literally what the book is about. Like, I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Like, you are mistaken. Okay, hold on. The ending was predictable and underwhelming. Absolutely not. I was screaming. Everybody I know was screaming. Like that. What do you mean you predicted that ending? Like, Anna, are you okay? Oh my God. Eye-rollingly fake, deep, unsubstantial book that tries too hard to be thought-provoking or shocking with the torture porn like it's a cheap Saw sequel. Yikes. This is the one I'm the most scared to do. I'm literally like, I don't want to see bad reviews about this book. This is the book that means the most to me in the world. Loveless by Alice Oseman. 5 stars, one of my favorite books of all time. It means so much to me. But here's the thing. I fully understand that if this was just a contemporary YA and it didn't have asexual representation, I wouldn't care about this book at all. Because the story's fine, but the asexual representation is like freaking life-changing. It's so good. But the story is just like, oh, okay. You know, it's fine. So I can see people giving it like 3 stars, but giving it 1 star, I'm like literally offended. I despise the way it presented this character's journey as the aro ace experience, and as someone on the aro ace spectrum, I felt very misrepresented and like my own experience was being invalidated. I do not think that that's what she was saying at all. And then also disregarding other people's experience, this is a story about Georgia, the main character. It's her experience. It's literally one girl's experience. That's kind of the fucking point. This is not a nonfiction like textbook that would talk about multiple characters' experience. You're getting one girl's story, and you're lucky to have that because nobody writes about it. Oh my gosh, this girl says Loveless tried to do a lot of good but ended up just being harmful, hurtful, and offensive, invalidating literally everyone that doesn't have the exact same experience as the main character. I do not agree. I do not agree. She was just like hoping that if you did relate to it, then you would be... Basically, Alice Oseman was like, let me tell you my experience so that if you can connect to it in some way, you will understand more about yourself because this is what she has discovered. Not that if you don't have that experience, you're not asexual. What? Like, no. Oh my God. Okay, this person is literally complaining because the word sex repulsed is not definitively stated in the book. It does not get used on page once. And I think that that is a problem. A sex repulsed experience exists, but it is not the aro ace experience, even though this book sadly ends up portraying it like that. Just because Georgia is sex repulsed doesn't mean that you have to be. Okay? Doesn't mean that you have to be. Doesn't mean you will be. Doesn't mean everybody will be. I'm getting like genuinely upset. Okay, I'm gonna freaking lose it. Okay, they didn't read the book, okay? This book could have used an opportunity to talk about the existence of platonic relationships and how there are people who live as non-romantic couples. Instead, it just ended up in this weird triangle situation with Georgia, Rooney, and Pip. That is absolutely mistaken because there's literally a chapter called Platonic Magic where she talks about how to her platonic relationships mean as much to her as other people's romantic relationships. So like it was explicitly stated. You are mistaken. Okay, I can't read any more reviews about Loveless because I'm getting upset. I'm gonna tell you right now, I will not hear an ounce of criticism about this book. I will not hear it. I will not hear it, but I will certainly respond to it. Oh my God, okay, he didn't finish the book. It literally says, I don't care where Amy Dunn is gone. If she's never heard from again, that's okay with me. But for what it's worth, I have a few theories. 1, kidnapped by aliens, although you'd have thought they'd have thrown her straight back. 2, she's had plastic surgery and is now going by the middle name Madonna in the Madonna tribute band. 3, Nick killed her, even if he says he didn't, the liar, and ate her. 4, Amy killed Nick and is pulling off a fabulous feat of transgender impersonation. And what? There never was an Amy, and so she's still here. And 6, just like in that Agatha Christie book, they all killed her and ate her. It wasn't chicken in that basket. Paul, you didn't even finish the book. Okay. I have to laugh because they're so wrong. This book is such a steaming pile of shit for so many reasons and hands down the worst book I have ever read. This is the worst book you've ever read? Shelley, there's no way. Have you read Survive the Night? There's no way Gone Girl's the worst book you've ever read. Oh my God, her biggest gripe with the book, there are a lot of F-bombs and swearing, which says a lot. This person just hates that the sister's name was Go. Well, her name was Margot and it was a nickname, but okay. Oh my God, this person said, had I not borrowed the book, I would have stabbed the shit out of it with scissors. Jesus. That the author would write two very sick people the whole book and make me feel yucky. The author portrayed the minds of sadistic, narcissistic sociopaths, making this a very dark book. Liz, I dare say that was the intent. Okay, this person's review is about the movie. I can't make this shit up. Literally, y'all have got to freaking stop. This person's like, did you guys know that this book is based on Agatha Christie's disappearance? So I think I just figured it out. I've been playing over some possibilities in my head. Did Amy frame Nick for murder? That's my guess. Someone tell me if I'm right. Why did you leave a review? 1, you haven't read the book. 2, you left a 1-star review. Why? What? I'm so confused. This is hilarious. This says a psycho bitch marries a psycho jerk, and so the show begins. And like, honestly, I don't know why you would give a 1 star for that. Like, I gave it a 5-star and I would say the same thing. This person just says, at least this book didn't mention Jane Austen in any irrelevant way. Oh wait, never mind. It does. Jacqueline says, if people think this is the best book they've ever read, they seriously need to read more books. You know what's funny? It's like, I can't even like blame people for saying stuff like that, because I definitely say that about like people's favorite books. I've definitely written very scathing reviews of books that have like a 4.5 rating. So Jacqueline, listen, can't blame you. My arm is getting very tired, so I need to take a break. Listen, sorry for the abrupt change of pace, but we had to move to my desk because my arm is literally shaking. Because I don't think you understand how heavy this laptop is. Also, like, you can probably hear it just like chugging away. It's right here. Because it's like freaking out because it's overheating and it was dying. So love to see a technological queen, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna move to The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Now, the reason this is gonna be funny is because this book has a very bad rating. It's got a 3.31. And I gave it 5 stars. So I know there's a lot of 1-star reviews. So let's see what they say. The first one, no. A seemingly normal guy approaches their daughter. A seemingly normal guy? Where do you live that's a normal man? Absolutely not. And even though she knows perfectly well she shouldn't talk with strangers, she starts talking to him. She's like 7 years old, bruh. And what is she supposed to do? Be like, get out, leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's all nice and stuff, and then it goes darker. What do you mean he's all, okay. No, it's nefarious. It's creepy. What are you talking about? Are you okay with a man talking to a kid like that? Because I am confused. What? These may be the most annoying characters I've ever encountered. Okay. Not Sheila out here saying 1 star, I didn't like it, but it's not the book's fault. Then what are you talking about? She says, the book is well written. It has lots of action and good characterization. It's fast-paced and a quick read. Then I'm confused, Sheila. Why are you giving it a 1 star? She says, despite this though, I found it very stressing and depressing. Too violent and sad for me. Our idea of a 1 star is just a little bit different, Sheila. This person disliked the audiobook so much that they looked up the narrator and then unhauled 3 books on their shelves that were also narrated by that author. That's a deep hate. I've read 1 sentence of this review and I'm already like, you've got to hear the entire thing. This says 0 out of 5 stars, abysmal. Only pro for this book is that it can be used as kindling. Wow. This book was as satisfying as the movie version of Stephen King's The Mist. Okay, that's funny. Meaning it was a pile of insanity with an unsatisfying ending preceded by lots of you can't be serious. Okay, all these people talking about the ending, it's like, yeah, the ending is supposed to piss you off. Doesn't mean it's bad. Like, tell me how the book was supposed to end. How about that? How about you tell me how the book was supposed to end? You did not have to do Paul Tremblay like this. Okay, she said, the premise sounded interesting. I wasted 2 days of my life that could have been better spent squeezing blackheads out of my nose, which is not fun and sometimes painful. Damn, bitch. Stop. These reviews are actually hilarious. This says, Stephen King says it's this author at his best. Good grief. What's this dude's worst? Plotting, boring, and unresolved. Not much more to say. Book club friends, stay away. Just trust me. They are coming for Paul's throat, you guys. Y'all are about to hurt my damn feelings. Y'all about to hurt my damn feelings. So, The Diviners by Libba Bray. One of my favorite series of all time. Now the last book, oh my God, maybe I'll do another video of reading 1-star reviews of books I hate, because I want to do that for King of Crows. That would be hilarious. Anyway, I love this book. I know it's not for everybody. Listen, Grace read it, gave it 4 stars, and I think she was just being nice. But like some people, it's not for them. But I freaking love it, okay? And I don't want to hear criticism. But we're going to do just that. Okay, hold on. The first review that comes up says, the heroine was intolerably stupid, annoying, attention-seeking, and inconsiderate. Miss Evie O'Neill. She grated on my nerves so badly I can barely bring myself to read on. I find Libba Bray's writing style for this book completely unreadable. I have a strong suspicion she read a reference guide to using slang during the Flapper era and made it her personal goal to use as much speakeasy language as possible in every single spoken sentence. Okay. I can grant you a couple things here. Evie is very frustrating. She's very frustrating. I love her, but a lot of people don't. I love her. She's clearly going through PTSD. A lot of people don't see it. I do, whatever. I love her anyway. She can be frustrating. I'll grant you that. And also there is a lot of Flapper era speak, but I love that shit. I will not agree that Libba Bray's writing style is completely unreadable. I don't agree with that at all. But I'm not going to say the rest of it wasn't a little bit warranted. F this book. I'm tired of books where they kill dogs. How would you like that happening to your animal? Like I said, F this book and books like it because I'm tired of it all, and don't make no smart ass comments on my review. Are you okay, pal? Melissa, are you good? I want to start off by saying that I do rate books that I DNF, but I will wait until I am far enough in that I'm like, okay, well, I can give a solid opinion about this. This person DNF'd at 38 pages. I don't know if you can give a review at 38 pages. I don't know. That's literally, let's see. That's this, I don't know about that. It says, this was terrible. The protagonist was vacuous and I wanted to slap her the entire time I was reading it. The entire 38 pages? Okay. I fell asleep at a major adventure scene. The villain is fascinatingly dull. Fascinatingly dull. It's a double negative there, my dude. He's so nice that I could have mistaken him for any of the other pervs in this book. He's so nice. He's literally like taking body parts off of children. What? I don't know. What is nice where you come from? I didn't read enough to know what his alibi was, obviously. But I'm sure it would have been just as platitudinous. Yes, I waited weeks to use that word. Okay. We're just gonna move on. This is another case of it doesn't get explained in this book, and I understand not wanting to wait until more books, in the series to get it. But this girl says, oh God, I hated this book so much. I kept waiting for Evie to mature and stop being a selfish cow. Damn, but that never happened. She doesn't get that what she does can hurt other people. She goes through the entire book with some sort of death wish, and every time someone told her not to do something because it would put her in danger, she would do it anyway. Yeah. She does have a death wish. Like, do you see, like, she's depressed. She has PTSD. She is unwell mentally. I think that this is something where I really like that Libba Bray had Evie be the main character because she is an unsettling point of view. She is very like type 7 Sagittarius, like with PTSD. Like, it's really intense, but I liked that because I liked that deep dive into like a character that's like really messed up but like doesn't want to be, but also doesn't want to change. I don't know. I liked it, but I understand that she frustrates people. I get it. Okay, most of these are probably just going to say, well, wait, hold on. Jackie said, my largest criticism of this book can be summed up in 2 words: bloated and vague. I disagree. I love you. I love you. And if I didn't have lipstick on, I would literally kiss you. You are beautiful and stunning, and I don't care what people say. You are an absolute delight. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a 4.48 on Goodreads, which is astonishing, and it's been read like millions of times. So anytime a book has been read a lot and has a good rating, there are going to be a bunch of people out there that are giving it 1 stars just because it's hype. But the thing I did not see coming, Not Mel and Kayla giving this book 3 stars. But no review. There's no review. They just gave it 3 stars. I want to know why. I want to know why. Like, shots fired. Shots fired. Not our guy Perry putting worst book of decade 2011 through 2020, Glucose Gluttony. I feel personally attacked for a couple reasons. One, glucose gluttony, like, I get it. I have type 1 diabetes. Shots fired. Also, worst read of the decade? And then he puts the timeline of when the last horrible book would have been 2010. Wow. Okay, let's read one more from our girl Meredith, who is a lesbian. You know, she has thus stated. And she says, the author should be forced to donate all the proceeds of this to an LGBT charity for all the carrying on and tokenism. Okay. Gays Stay Away. This is a ridiculous book for straight people. It has some very annoying queer tropes, and it almost completely brushes over the AIDS crisis, which is ridiculous for a queer story set in that time. Eat the rich and read Girl, Woman, Other instead. Whew. Okay, well then. On to another glowing 5 stars. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I don't know why anybody would hate this book. Like, I guess if it's not your thing, like giving it like 3 stars, being like, oh yeah, this was fun, but it wasn't like my horror trope. I guess I could see that. I don't know why anybody would hate this, but let's see. Okay, the first review is so long. Okay, we're gonna skim read this shit. Good God. People's refusal to see sexism and harmful representation when it looks them straight in the face is what led this book to have such great reviews. Kai. Literally, the red tabs, in which are plentiful, is the sexism in this book, but it is written on purpose. It's on purpose. It is literally, it says, if you read the fucking author's note in the beginning, bitch, if you read it, the author's note literally says that he's writing, like, about how his mom was treated and, like, the things that he saw women having to deal with. And then there's a bunch of people that read this book that are like, that their parents are like, oh my God, like, that touched me, like, that hurt me because that's how I was treated. He's not just being sexist. Grady Hendrix isn't just sexist. Like, he's talking about sexism to be like, this is fucked up. What? You are confused, sir. Oh, I love this. Let's get the obvious out of the way. I'm a white man, and so is the author. Pick your fighter. Okay, that's funny. If you're looking for a book that is 250 pages of women being gaslit by every single man around them, abused physically, emotionally, and treated like shit, followed by 150 pages of subpar horror that finally get to the fried green tomatoes and steel magnolias, meet Dracula premise as promised, but with some blatant racism, man, have I got the book for you. Okay, Sabrina. Some of that is correct. Some of that is correct. It is 250 pages of women getting gaslit and emotionally abused and treated like shit by men. That's true. That is absolutely factually accurate. And I was so mad at the men in this book, but like, this is how some men be. Like, some men be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not wrong, but I don't agree with the subpar horror. Like, that part, I'm like, no, ma'am. I can't with this. Grady Hendrix said he wrote this as his own mother fighting a vampire, and I have to wonder, does he hate his mother? Because I think I do. Claudia! Why else write her as this absolutely terrible person and mother otherwise? Everyone here is the worst. Maybe Grady Hendrix's mom was a Nazi, or he just really doesn't like her? That's the only thing I got out of this. Claudia! Okay, Alyssa has a point here, but it was the point Grady Hendrix was trying to make. So Alyssa says, I hated this book, all in caps. Okay. There was nothing here that I liked. I hated the plot, the pacing, the characters, save perhaps for Pat, but I hated her half the time too. This was the first Hendrix book that I loathed. I think what I hated so much was how passive Pat was. I just couldn't stand this bitch. She just took everything and it drove me crazy. Her husband was terrible and she just accepted it all. Like, fuck, woman, he's condescending to you. He's poisoning the kids against you. Why the fuck are you with this guy? I hated her kids. Fuck them. I don't care how traumatized they are. Oh my God. Okay, here's the thing. Alyssa's like, why are you with him? Why don't you divorce him? Okay, this is the South in like was it the 70s, I think? You couldn't just do that. Like you couldn't just divorce your husband and leave. That's not really how things work. And it's also like the whole tradition thing where the American dream, people wanted the American dream more than they wanted to actually be happy. That's like kind of the point of the book. Do you feel me? Listen, I don't want to hear criticism about this because this is so heartwarming and funny and good. And I know that, listen, it's not literary genius, okay? It's just a fun ass manga and I freaking love it, okay? So I'm ready to see what y'all hoes have got to say. I originally thought that I was going to be reading one of those creepy stories that Japan seems to be quite fond of with an older man who adopts a younger girl who eventually has romantic feelings for him. Christian, I'm concerned. Okay, and a very anticlimactic turn. That's the only 1 star that has written anything. Everyone else has just given it 1 star and not said anything. I'm shocked. Is this like the most well-received of these books? Like, what's going on? Okay, let's check out a 2 star because this does have a 4.46 overall. So, hello, we have taste. This says, sorry, I may be the only one altogether unimpressed by this. Okay, well, okay, I could, whatever. You're unimpressed. I mean, that's not that bad. Denise. What? She said, this is one of the few manga that I've ever been able to finish. So I guess it gets points for that. But it is ... violent, abrasive language, dysfunctional. Typical manga, except that the women are not exploited on every page. Denise, it kind of sounds like you don't like manga. And then it's, the rest of them are just people saying, oh, it's fine, but it's not for me. And then that's the end of the 2-star reviews. Listen, I'm happy that this is anticlimactic because this book is gold. I will physically throw hands at any 1-star review of this book. I will physically fight you. I will come through the screen. I will find you. I will find your address. I will go to your house. I will burn it down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why are there 824 1-star reviews? I'm going to shed a physical tear. Like, what are you even talking about? Heartstopper, Volume 1 by our glory, Alice Oseman. This book is perfection. I literally will not hear anybody else's point. Like, I won't, because this book is perfect. Let's see what the bitch has got to say. Okay, this person is giving it 1 star because it says, okay, both Nick and Charlie are lovable, but how come they're flawless? Okay, so you're mad that they're so good. I'm confused. You tell me, reader, after you get through the first part at least, do you find any flaws? Also, didn't the story feel more like a bromance if you just neglect the physical aspect of a romantic relationship? Literally, a romance without the physical relationship is a friendship. I think you're confused. If I am hanging out with somebody, okay, and we're getting along, we're all vibing, all right, and we don't make out, we don't hold hands, and we don't have sex, people call that a friendship. You might be confused. No. This person goes on and on and on. And they say, can I say something frankly? There's a strategy nowadays to make sure you can't speak ill of some content. Attach a stroke of nationalism to a movie or story. If the performance is too over the top and the story is some age-old crap, you can't say it's bad nowadays without being called an anti-nationalist. You make all the protagonists female and give a wrong message on feminism supported by loud character portrayals. And if one dislikes it, then he's a sexist. Similarly, if you don't like a homosexual couple, why did you say a homosexual couple? Anyway, for any reason, you will be homophobic. I'm called so. You're called so in your daily life. Sir, what? But I don't care. It didn't matter if you liked a lot of other similar contents, you dislike one to get a tag. Sort of like jingoism in a mold of speaking for sexual orientation. I can't find another way to put it. And then I shit you not, he has a GIF of Donald Trump going, yeah, whatever. Wow, you just branded yourself. That is vile. Oh my God, this girl is coming for Alice Oseman's throat. It says, I know sometimes we just want a soft, fluffy gay romance, but I don't see why we should have to settle for shadow-thin characterization, toothless non-plot, and woefully sloppy art. Oh my God, these are fighting words. What do you mean? Okay, I want to dissect all of that. What do you mean shadow thin characterization? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then toothless non-plot? What are you talking about? And then woefully sloppy art? What are you fucking talking about? For starters, the author is the one who illustrates this. So hello, she's a double, triple talented. And then also, this was a webtoon that got published. She was just making this for free on the internet. Woo, I'm mad. The art style is inconsistent at best, ugly at worst. And some of the facial expressions are downright horrifying. Imagine a Jeff the Killer smile and you're getting close. I wasn't invested, but the restricted color palette was a smart choice and made the visual slightly easier to look at. I literally can't read another bad thing about this book. I can't, I won't, I refuse. Camera angle change, once again, back to the shelves because I don't have to lift anything. Other than I am gonna hold all these books up for the thumbnail. It's gonna be so blurry. The thumbnail's gonna be like, Anyway, I need to stop the video because I'm getting like belligerent. Like I was reading the reviews and the things I was saying, I was like, you cannot put that on the internet. You cannot say that. What if one of these people sees this video? That is so rude. Okay, so I'm gonna put my anger to sleep, okay? I'm gonna take a thumbnail and we're gonna call it a freaking day. If you've gotten this far into the video, what emoji should you leave? Just leave the one. Like the one emoji, like the number one emoji. I think it's like blue and it has like a white one in the center. Just leave that for a 1 star, okay? And let me know what you think about these reviews. Have you given any of these books 1 star? I just think it's so freaking funny. Like some of these reviews just freaking get me. They're so good. And let me know what other videos you want to see in the future. I am considering doing a reading 1-star reviews of books that I hate to see if I can connect with people in that way. I think that would be really funny. So let me know, please, down below. If you want to follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, they are going to be linked down below, as well as my Patreon, which I would so love it if you would join. We have so many people over there right now, and it is so much fun. Like, we do reading sprints 2 or 3 times a week. It's just amazing. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you're having an amazing day, evening, night, dusk, dawn, whatever it is you're having right now, in whatever part of the world you're having it in. And I will see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.